What's going on, people? How you doing? TK coming at you. Today I just want to talk to you about progress, forward momentum, and progress when it comes to financial stability. Now, I'm the type of person that I always want to have some sort of slow, if any, but mainly I have to have some sort of progress. So I'm always accumulating new assets, and the problem with assets is that you have to have a 5-year outlook. Most assets will take that long to mature, and a lot of people don't and won't because they don't have a 5-year determination. But I asked you a simple question: where are you going to be in 5 years by sitting on your hands and complaining? So it makes more sense to accumulate an asset today that could mature in 5 years, so that one day the asset purchase could turn into a whole lot more. It could turn into whatever you leverage it into. You know, buying assets is sort of like buying land. Some people will say, well, why would I want to buy land? I can't buy groceries with land. When that's a short-term mentality, because whenever you need to gain liquidity, all you have to do with land is liquidate some of it or leverage against it. So you want other asset classes that are like land to be in your portfolio so that you can use it as a long-term savings account. And then when it finally matures, you can leverage against that asset for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life. So smart people and wealthy and rich people save in assets. You want to talk about legacy income or generational wealth? It's only achieved through assets. And the problem is that people, the everyday sheep, don't believe in assets. They're not taught what an asset is or what the difference between an asset and a liability is. So everyday people focus on liabilities. Everyday people save in something that doesn't appreciate over time. So it doesn't matter how much you save, you're still a loser. Savers are losers in the 21st century because they save in depreciating liabilities. So the first step to financial IQ is to understand the difference and then reshift or realign your focus to only concentrate on appreciating assets. And of course, the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit. So it definitely takes a little bit of determination, drive, and tenacity, but you just have to remember why you're planting the seed. And that way, when harvest time does come, you will thank yourself for making that smart economic decision. So it's a universal principle that people don't really apply to finance, but it's very relevant in terms of what choices you make and how you spend your money. So if we can somehow teach people to spend money on appreciating assets, then time works in your favor, and the longer you hold that asset, whether it's 5 years or more, it appreciates to the point where you have a very strong foundation within your portfolio, and that's where you want to be. You want to have a foundation that's built on assets, and you want to have strong items in your portfolio that actually go up in value the longer that they're in your possession. So that's not a very complicated principle. It's not a complicated thing to understand, but it's not something that very many people do. It's definitely not something that is taught. It's basically something that's learned, and once you get to the point where your assets have shown results, you sort of get hooked into only spending money on assets, or only spending currency on viable assets that strengthen your long-term wealth. So this is just a little bit of suggestive advice, as I always put out on YouTube, Master Wealth Builders, Facebook. My page is Master Wealth Builders. So you guys can take it, leave it, do whatever you want. I am gonna continue to buy assets. Right now I'm focused on ICOs, initial coin offerings, and I typically buy 100,000 coins when I can afford it. So 100,000 coins here, 100,000 coins there, and you basically just sit on those coins in your private vault until they reach $1. Maybe you get lucky and it goes beyond $1, but you sit on those coins until they appreciate in value, and then you treat those coins like a savings account, where whenever they do appreciate in value, you don't sell all of them because that crashes the market. You just liquidate whatever you need to accomplish whatever you're trying to make possible at that moment in time. So if you have 100,000 coins and they go up to $1 and you only need $10,000 to accomplish a goal, then at that point you liquidate your $10,000, and then you keep the rest of the coins and let it continue to appreciate. So that's the key for the 21st century survival. ICOs are a very niche market that very few people pay attention to, understand. But ICO is the equivalent of an IPO. It's just not in stock. The dividends or assets are issued in token, which is sort of like a commodity item of value within the company project, whatever that project may be. So just like you buy stock within an IPO, you can buy coins within an ICO and benefit in the same manner, and probably have a little bit more stability, because most of the stock market is a bubble with corporate buybacks and high frequency trading by the supercomputers. So you're cornered out of the market before you even buy your first share when you participate in the stock market. But early movers advantage within cryptocurrency allows you to buy at a low price. Most of the coins that I buy are around 1 cent. Sometimes I get lucky and an ICO will come out and I can purchase at sub 1 cent. And that's why I can afford to buy 100,000 coins. Sometimes I buy more than 100,000 coins. There's a few that I have more than 100,000 of. So this is some investment advice from somebody who's currently doing it. Most people don't take advice from other people, and they feel like what they're doing is working, even though the solution to most is having 8 jobs in a 24-hour day, as if 8 jobs at $4 an hour is going to solve your problem. It's not. The overall strategy that people should implement is to take whatever money they have at their current job and invest it in something that can possibly bring money back into your house, so that your income now has a job working for you. employ your income by paying yourself first in assets that appreciate over time, and then you allow your income to get a job. But that's what the super rich do, or people who don't have a job. So I can't expect those who only see job as money to understand that concept. The only thing I can tell you is that people who have a lot of wealth gain it through employing their income and by focusing on different things that put money back into their house. So who am I to say you can accomplish the same goal or get some of the same results by implementing the same strategy? But that's just me, and that's where I am today. That's where my focus is. The more paper currency I get, the more I spend it on things that could basically bring a decent return. So once that becomes your focus, and once you really get into asset investments, gold, silver, Bitcoin, various ICOs, then you have something that can help you. You know, you have some separate income that acts like a part-time job. You know, your money gets a part-time job and basically helps you, you know, when you need it. So again, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Be blessed. Hopefully some of you guys are in a situation where you can understand what I'm presenting, and if not, scroll past my video.